welcome to this interview with Karin Olsen from Denmark. This is the first interview in a series, and I'd like to show all the non-members of SFM the different experiences we have as members and where we all come from. I have called this a footprint and one connection. It's also for those of you who are members of the SFM and haven't met Karin yet. So this is for you. Welcome, Karin.
Thank you for inviting me.
It's so nice to meet you again. We met the first time in London on Momentum Day, and we really got to talk. And I think you're a very positive person and a very courageous person.
Thank you for saying that.
Can you tell us a little bit about you and what you have done before?
Oh yeah. I've done so many things. I don't know where to start, but yeah, I'm from Denmark. I call myself a world citizen because I've been traveling for the past 17 years. So of course, born and raised in Denmark, but in my early 20s, I started traveling. And yeah, I got the traveling bug. So since then, it's been in and out Denmark many, many times with work. Basically lived abroad more than 10 years of my life. So always worked in customer service. Service industry, some kind of work, retail or front desk work, in the hotel industry as well, in hotels around the world, and tourism. And yeah, recently I'm working in customer service. So yeah, that's my professional life. My hobbies are more artistic. I'm creative. I draw, I paint, I write. Yeah, and I guess I'm a happy person, like you say. Trying to keep positive, very interested in self-development, growth. I love reading about stuff like that. Abraham Hicks, Wayne Dyer, people like that. Really, that's my inspiration. That's the short version.
Okay. So when you came across SFM, how did you think about it, and how did you make the decision to join?
Yeah, so that's about 3 months ago in June. And at that state, I was in transition. I was just finished a degree. Actually, I was studying for the past few years, hospitality and service management. So I was without work and school was done, and I didn't really know what to do. And I guess for a while now, a few years, I've been thinking about starting my own business. And I also had looked into affiliate marketing before, but I just never really understood the whole process of it. So yeah, and then I suddenly saw the video with the SFM, and it was just the authenticity of the people in the videos, so authentic and real. And after a few videos, I was just hooked, and I could see there's a really good message behind it, and I wanted to learn. I mean, I am a sucker for learning, and I've been taking so many courses my whole life, and this as well was part of self-development, and it was just what I needed at the time. So yeah, I got into it. I didn't really watch the 7 videos that week. I mean, yeah, I did watch them, but I decided to join straight away after one day. And yeah, it just, whenever you start watching the videos and the webinars and the modules, you just know it's real. I knew it was real. And yeah, I'm very excited about the journey. It took me on to the whole growing process. And yeah, my life have definitely changed in these 3 months. I can tell you, it changed a lot. From sitting in Denmark, and now I'm sitting in Bangkok. I really don't know what happened, but yeah, I especially, I think it all changed that weekend when we met in London for the event. That was the big change. because then I really realized what this was all about, and I spoke to members who's been members of the SFM for years, and I got some ideas about how they've been building their business. And yeah, then I kind of got some inspiration and went home, made a plan, and yeah, a few months later I'm here, traveled around the globe again. So
I'd like to back up a bit here. You're talking about London and Momentum Day. For those of the viewers who don't know what that is a couple of times per year. Members of SFM meet up in London or in US or in Australia. And that's the time when we can meet, because otherwise we are online, all of us. And so this time, this summer, we met in London, and that's what you're talking about, yeah. But how did you end up in Bangkok?
Well, yeah, I think what happened was at that time when I went to London, I was still unemployed, and I spoke to some different members about how to start this business. And I guess when I started to look into affiliate marketing, of course, I was honestly thinking about money. But I quickly realized with this program, it's just not about the money alone. It's about learning all the skills to drive your own business. And suddenly that got more important to me as well. And I spoke to some of the older members, and there was particularly one, Chris. She looked at me and she said, well, you're not working right now. You don't have a saving. To be honest, it's not going to happen without some money. And I knew that. I mean, we talk about it all the time. You have to invest like it's your own business. And I just didn't have that kind of capital and no savings and no job. So even though I didn't really want to get back to a regular job again, I knew it was reality hit me hard. I had to get a job. I had to get some kind of income to support me while I'm building this. It was realistic. So when I got back from London, I really started to work hard on finding out what I wanted to do job-wise. And yeah, I've been traveling, like I said, so many years. I was in Denmark, but I just could not see myself stay in Denmark and get a regular job. If I really had to work 40 hours a week, it had to be in a more interesting environment, just to have some fun while I'm working and while I'm building my business. So I started to look for customer service jobs abroad. And the first job I applied to, they called me up and said they wanted to do an interview with me. And I went to two weeks of interviews and in and out and questions asked, and then that was it. So that was middle of August. I said yes to the job, and 2 weeks later I came down here in the early September. So I've been here months now. So yeah, it really went quickly after the Momentum Day, because yeah, I guess when you know exactly what you want, the universe is just going to hand it to you. So I'm set here now, and the great thing about traveling here, when you want to work, earn, save money to do your business, is that it's a very cheap country. So I'm able to, save a lot more money now doing this and still get an experience, still be in a different country, experience the climate, the culture, and travel around Asia at the same time I'm working on my business. So it's a win-win.
Mm-hmm. You're talking about things changed after Momentum Day. For those members who haven't been to a Momentum Day, what would you say to them?
Go. It's just simple. I wish I could go every time. They just had one in Las Vegas as well. I'm trying to get my money straightened out so I can maybe go to Australia in December. But it's just such an I don't have the word for it. It's just an amazing day. You meet all the people you see online all the time. You get to hang out with them, interact with them, hear about their stories, and it just becomes so much more real when you can see the people. I mean, I was already hooked by talking to a lot of people and communicating through the internet, but when you then see them live and you see Stuart and Jay and JJ and everyone, you can just it's just the energy of the room. You get a lot of energy from the webinars and the calls, but when you are present, there's so much energy, so much, and it's just so cool to finally be around people that you have the same, you have the same goals and visions, you know, in the end of the day. Because I have never found anyone in my circle of friends, family, colleagues who had that mindset. And it's great to hang out with a community online, but then when you're in the same room with 200 people who are sharing the same vision, just to improve yourself, be better, you know, the life of your dream, that's just, it's just, yeah, you can't really describe it with words.
Yeah, I can't agree with you more. It's like we all have different experiences before, but now we come together and we have the same goal, even if we don't have the same goal. We have the same mindset, and it's so easy to connect.
Yeah, it truly is. Yeah, we're different. We're from all over the world, and it just, yeah, I love that as well. That's why I travel. I prefer to be around people who's not from my own nationality. It sounds bad, but I do. It's just so much more interesting. It spices things up. It's, yeah, it's just so great to meet so many people. And still we have the same, yeah, goal set in mind. We just want to make the world a better place. We just want to, you know, wake up people, like Jay always say. It's just about waking up people to the idea that you can actually live the life you want without having to work and struggle and be miserable at work, and yeah, just make life easier. So it's great.
One thing that comes to mind also when I'm talking to you now is mindset. We're talking about having the same mindset, even if we don't have it when we come into SFM. There's a lot of mindset discussions, more than I had expected. And you talk about being interested in reading books about the mindset and self-development and things like that. About that part, what would you say? Was it what you expected, or was it more, or in another way?
Yeah. Well, it's like you say, you don't expect that, because I thought it was going to be more about marketing, business, you know, a little bit more cold. And that, I think that's why I got so hooked to this, because these, all the people, all the founders, all, they all have the same ideas about life that I actually did reading all these materials. So when they start to talk about, you know, creating a visions, meditating, visualization, goal setting, having a positive mindset, that you attract what you think, you know, for me, that's second nature, because I've been studying that part, you know, for years. So I was actually surprised that they all had that in them. And that was, you know, that's taking up a lot of the calls, because yeah, you have to market yourself, yeah, you have to do advertisement, but if you don't get that part straight and your mindset straight, it's not going to work. You have to believe it to get into it. So I was happily surprised to see that that's what they were all about. And when I start to connect with people in the community, there's so many people who read the same books as I had, and that was just a surprise as well, because most of the time when I'm with my friends and family, they have no clue what I'm talking about when I mention these different names and book titles. But yeah, so it's great we share books and share ideas, because we are just, yeah, we are just like in sync in some ways.
I agree with you so much. You know, this is an interview, and I like to keep it short, because it's I want it to be easy for members and non-members to just watch a short video. But I have one last question for you. What about the future? How do you see the near future?
Yeah, well, my plan is now to be down here in Bangkok for the next few years while working on this business. And yeah, I would love to see my SFM affiliate sales go up, get some leads, earn some money, of course. But I'm also looking into starting my own business. I'm creative. I would love to work. This is actually what I would love to do for my career. Just be able to do artwork, to illustrate, and to write some books. I already did one children's book last year, so I want to do some more of that. So that's what I'm getting into as well. Trying to get my creative business up and running. So definitely see that happening in the next 2 years, and hopefully by 2018, I can stop working full time and just focus on the SFM and my creative work.
Okay, thank you so much. And if you send me the contact links for people to contact you, I will put them up in, this will be published on YouTube and also on the blog.
Good,
Digital
I'll
blog.
do that. Perfect.
I wish you a nice day and thank you so much for this first call.
Thank you for inviting me.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.